It's just barely legal shooting light, and we're watching a bunch of deer run around the bean field down in the lower part. This is the first decent frost, and they're running around like crazy. Well, the lack of wind is messing with us. There's supposed to be like a 6, 7, 8 mile an hour wind this morning. And there's nothing. It is totally dead. And our scent's just hanging around and kind of drifting down right in front of us in the field. We had one doe come up. We didn't see her, but she was like 70 yards away. And blew at us and then hopped off. There's still some deer moving around the field, but honestly, right now, it'd be better if they don't come up here until the wind picks up. I was easing my bow up in slow motion the whole time she was walking at us. She could just barely smell us, like I was saying. That scent is just hanging around. She came all the way in to check it out, though, but was staring right in our direction the whole time. It's going to be a lot of situations like that unless this wind picks up. As soon as I saw that button buck, I should have cracked my bow. I still don't think I ever would have had a chance to draw. came from is where the wind was supposed to be coming from this morning. EP9. Draw if you want to. 10 yards. Brr. Oh, that's okay. You might be. There's a little, I might have got in there.
20-ish yards out there, and he was still walking towards us. I said, if he gives me a gimme shot, I might shoot him. And then surely enough, he walked up and was just slightly quartering to us at 11 yards. We ranged it. He was 11 yards, so it was hard to pass that up.
I was watching the deer. Well, he trotted in all of a sudden real fast, and then I was watching the deer and wasn't really watching Riah, and I was sitting here ranging, and I didn't even know he had his bow drawn, but I stopped the deer, and I look up and see the bow drawn, and then look down. As soon as I look back down at the deer, the arrow hit him. He's been like talking. I've been showing him different little bucks I've been seeing and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I wouldn't shoot that with a gun. I might shoot it with a bow. So I didn't know if he was actually going to shoot or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have shot it with the gun. I would probably just let it walk, but with a bow at 10 yards.
If I were you, I would have shot it too.
And this is my first year hunting with a bow.
That was first bow deer.
Yeah.
First time you've ever drawn back on a deer.
Yeah. Second time ever going out with a bow too. This is the second time we've gone out.
Were you shaking when you shot?
I don't think so. No, I was pretty steady.
Calm.
I was pretty steady when I drew, and I wasn't shaking much when he was walking in. Yeah, I don't think I was shaking too much when I shot. But then a couple minutes, I wasn't even shaking like immediately after I shot. A couple minutes later, I started like.
It takes a second for that adrenaline to dump. We were just packing up to get down because I thought deer were pretty much done moving, and our dryer broke, and we have a friend who offered us a dryer, so I was trying to figure out a way to go get the dryer and then get back out here down on the sea. So we were packing up and heading out. Riah goes, oh, deer. Alright, we're going to look at this shot. First impressions were that it was in front of the first shoulder, but since it was quartered too, like it was kind of a frontal shot and went into the other shoulder. I think I saw blood gushing out right away, but we're going to slow it down and take a look. Draw if you want to. 10 yards. Brr. Oh, that's okay. Back in there too far, but there was a bunch of blood that gushed out right before we lost sight of him. So I'm really hoping it got in there in the heart or some main arteries coming off the front of the heart. Because it didn't penetrate too much. That's a hard part of the animal to hit. And he's only shooting, 43 pounds. And his arrow is short, so it's just hard for me to tell from looking at the shot how much of the arrow got in there. It's kind of open back there, so I think we could probably just climb down to the bottom of the stand and look around with our binos, at least. Yeah, there's blood already right at your foot right there. There's a big chunk of hair there.
That's where it kind of picked up.
It's only 20 yards from the shot. About 8 inches in him, give or take, depending on how far it got him when it broke off. As we ease into the woods, we realize that he is spurting out heavily every several feet as his heart beats. So we feel like we can safely continue tracking him at this point. When the trail gets to about 100 yards, he appears to be slowing down and bleeding more. So the buck is 15 yards in front of us, bedded down. The blood trail, you can tell he's gushing really hard.
We didn't see him. He kind of like tried to jump up. And then like he couldn't get to his feet and just fell straight in.
We came up on him. I mean, he's pretty much dead. As a sportsman who really does love these animals, you never want to see one suffer any longer than it has to, and you always want a quick, clean kill, but unfortunately, it doesn't always go that way. So at this point, we have a couple options. We could back out of the woods and go get our recovery gear and let him bleed out and die on his own, which wouldn't take long. Or we can sneak to a vantage point where we have a clear shot through this brush and shoot him with another arrow through both lungs, killing him within a few seconds. And we decide that is the most humane option. As far as tracking goes, he went about 150 yards, and then you could tell that he started slowing down. You can tell that the blood is pumping out in spurts. And he slowed down, but this blood also gets a lot thicker. And then he turned and bedded down. He's done. Look at all that blood right there. Right before he laid down. You can lay your bow down and check him out.
Kind of a good time.
What's that?
I said it's kind of a good time.
Hey, he's just got whatever you want to call it. That's a fun little buck.
Yeah, weird looking.
Huh?
I said he's weird looking.
Yeah. What's that?
So his ears were just drooping like this and falling.
Yeah, he was.
His tongue was over there out of his mouth.
Dude, you did it. You finally got a chance.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's awesome.
Think you got bit by the bow hunting bug?
Mm-hmm.
Where was that second shot? Oh, right there.
Or is
Yeah.
that my exit hole?
No, you didn't have an exit.
Oh,
But you might want to look for that other arrow. I don't want you to get hurt by it. So I'm standing right where the deer was standing, and there's blood in the first foot of him getting shot and hair. And the killer above is right there. Reenact the shot. He is a whopping 10.6 yards. All right.
Yeah.
Time to get to work.
Yep.
Recovery time. We have a long way to go. Around here to the right. Once I get around the rock.
I think the flood just cracked.
That might have.
This is the hard part.
Do you see the back end of the arrow in there anywhere? No? Don't go digging around it. But that's crazy. It clotted up and is coming out there. That went right in all those arteries and stuff.
Yeah, I do see it.
You do see it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can get a hold of it with some pliers. I don't know how much of the arrow is still connected to the broadhead, but it's in solid bone.
Oh, wow.
Like, there's bone all the way around. I can feel where the side of the broadhead sliced in. So it's like, oh, I just pushed it in farther.
Oh, boy.
So I'm touching it like way down here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to grab it or not. It like lodged in bone down there, for sure. So that went right in there where all those arteries are coming off the heart and lungs and stuff.
Yeah.
And bled him out. That's what he was pretty much bled out when we found him. And he was quartering to about like this, I think, when you shot.
Yeah.